What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you all. Getting here because my voice, girl, my voice just went. Hi. Getting here because we've got quite a bit to get on into. So I really want to go ahead and talk about the South African musician Tyla. She is in a lot of heat right now because a lot of people are not happy with the way that she identifies, which is absolutely crazy, especially when we live in a day and age when people can identify as a table, mice, head lice, a rat, and a bitch. Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy, but you know me, I'm not gonna hold back. I feel like I have so many thoughts and opinions. I feel like I'm quite passionate about this one. So yeah, if you get offended by today's message, then girl, I mean, if the shoe fits, bitch, let me know what size you wear and wear it. If you feel differently from my thoughts and opinions, then comment down below. I would love to hear from your perspective. And yeah, my birthday is literally in 2 days as I'm making this video. The 16th of June, mark your calendars. I'm going to have a fire ass picture that I drop on Instagram. I say this now and then the angle is absolutely crap. I say this now and I haven't even taken the picture yet. I say this now and I forget to take the picture on the day. I don't know whether I should literally cry, have a breakdown, or literally celebrate, because I'm going to be 24. And I missed the days when I was like 17. Let this be a reminder for everyone watching right now, like, just live your life. Like, time goes by so quickly. And yes, I know I'm so young, blah, 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 but I don't feel it anymore. Like, babes, I'm not gonna lie to you, babes. I feel like time's running out. Like, I feel like an old woman. But no, all jokes aside though, just live your life, innit? And just don't care necessarily about the outside noise. Just keep it pushing is what I'm trying to say. And like, I don't know, I just felt the need to say that because I don't know how old you guys are watching this in it, but like, I don't know, I just feel like, just live. YOLO, baby. That was so cringe, but so necessary. So yeah, catch me having a breakdown on my birthday, but what you can do, my birthday wish for my birthday, is not Louis Vuitton, it's not Givenchy, I was gonna say Balenciaga, but they're cancelled. Woof. Not any of that. I just a simple Instagram follow. Like, literally costs you nothing and takes less than 10 seconds. So what are you waiting for? Or no, seriously though, what are you waiting for, babes? Go and follow me. It's a fun time. I'm even gonna pause. I'm gonna let you open that Instagram app. I'm gonna wait for it. I might even hum a little bit of Tyla whilst we wait. Make me lose my breath, make me water. Literally, go and open Instagram, follow me, Itzkeisha _. I literally love to DM people back. I was going through my DMs this morning and just having a blast, like reading the such sweet messages that you guys leave for me. You guys take time out of your day. So babes, I'm gonna take time out of my day, innit, babes? I'm not gonna try and pretend to be busy when I'm just not. Yes, you watching right now, I dare you, go and follow me. And yeah, so let's just get started. I'm in such a great mood. I mean, I was until I read this article and I just thought, oh my goodness. So the headline here says, Tyla breaks silence after awkward Breakfast Club encounter. I never denied my blackness. Here we go. First and foremost, why do people still go in the Breakfast Club? Like, what? Sorry? Who wants to be sitting next to Charlamagne the God? Not I. No, thank you. And also the show just lost its, like, it just lost its spark. People used to go viral over in there. People used to have like controversial interviews. It used to be a moment, especially in the black community, especially for a lot of like hip hop and you know, rap artists. Now it's just kind of like, bro, why are you even booking the Breakfast Club? I still feel like black artists feel like they have to, you know, get the verification from the Breakfast Club when it's like, no, you don't. Who the flip is Charlamagne the God? And also somebody calling himself the God, I have to laugh at you. It's kind of like Kanye West calling himself Jesus, trying to pretend to be Jesus. And babes, they never gave that. Never put you on that pedestal. The interesting thing is, in the Bible, it says we should not worship false prophets. Whether you're religious or not, I think that you should still apply that. Yes, I have my faves. Yes, I have artists that I would literally gag over if I met them. And I would literally, like, I might even flip and pass out. And it's not because I see them as, like, gods, but I see them more as like people that I grew up listening to and people that I never thought I'd meet. So seeing them in person, bitch, it's gonna wipe me out. Like, same way if I saw Beyonce in person, okay? But it doesn't mean that I see Beyonce as a god. I don't. And I think that that's very unhealthy to do that. Bro, she literally eats, farts, burps. It may smell different from ours. It may smell a little bit more expensive. You know what I mean? Charlamagne just needs to pipe down. Like, who wants to be sitting next to his bald head? Not I. He's just annoying. Like, he's somebody who just, I would have thought that Charlamagne would have hung it up by now. Let's find out Charlamagne's age, since we were trying to be a little bit cheeky this morning. Charlamagne's 45 years old. Go and be a dad to kids. I bet, never mind. Ooh, if I finish that conversation, I might get cancelled. This video might not even be about Tyla anymore. I might have to make I'm sorry guys, if we're gonna have a conversation, we gotta make sure we're having a real one, right? The Water singer stopped by the Breakfast Club today to discuss her rise. However, things took a somewhat awkward turn when host Charlamagne the God quizzed the South African born on the online discourse about her race, specifically to talk about the term coloured, which for context is widely used in her home country.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not, por favor?
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Shut up, man.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better. All right, Tyla.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
No? Good?
I'm good. Why you guys?
We got some more
Because the label.
So people don't like the fact that Tyla identifies as coloured. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, you got people identifying as a flipping colour pencil. An animal. And also, why does it bother you that somebody identifies as coloured? Babes, you need to get your priorities straight. This didn't affect me whatsoever. I just simply do not care. Simply do not see something like this and think, oh my God, I have to stop what I'm doing and I have to leave a passive-aggressive response to this. She's not going to read it. Most importantly, you shouldn't care. Some of you guys haven't even fed your kids. You haven't fed your kids yet. You haven't fed your kids yet. You haven't finished your assignment, but you've made this your assignment of the day. If the shoe fits, then wear it. I'm not talking about every single, Black American. I'm not. But what I've noticed, there's been this ongoing pattern where some Americans just think that the world is just America. It's just the United States of America. It's like, no, there's other countries that exist. There's continents out there, pick up a flipping textbook, or better yet, if you don't want to, go on the internet and do a 1-2-1-2 search and learn something in those 10 minutes. There's no reason to be ignorant anymore. I can understand why the term coloured triggers some people, but then again, the N-word is used on a day-to-day basis for some, African Americans, and it's like the term was derogatory. Is a derogatory term, to be completely honest with you, but then I guess they tried to flip it and bop it and twerk it and use it in a different connotation. If you're offended by Tyla using the word coloured, which is something that is used in South Africa, and is a term and that's all she's known, by the way, because she's not American, she's from South Africa. I don't know whether Americans don't know what that is, but you can't go blaming somebody else for you just being idle and ignorant. It's time to remember that the world is bigger than just America. A lot of people haven't traveled outside of America and think that, I'm just going to have my travels in America. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying my best not to judge here, but I feel like a lot of people just wouldn't find this offensive if they really just learnt that, okay, there's other countries besides the ones that you live in and were raised in and whatever, right? I think a lot of Americans, unfortunately, just don't know their heritage, don't know their ethnicity. But they just know that they're Black. Unfortunately, some people can't afford to do a ancestry test and, spit in a flipping tube and then send it to labs and then find out, where they're actually from and stuff. Some people just can't afford to do it. Some people just can't bother to do it. I just always was raised knowing that my mom's from Sierra Leone, my dad's from Nigeria, but I was born here in London, born and raised in London. When I'm filling in an application form, it says Black African. Guys, I don't know whether it's just me. Sometimes I'm like, am I bugging out? Am I doing too much? Because when I see these types of headlines, I'm just like, oh, sigh. I know how this is going to go. Tyla is coloured. In South Africa, they use the term coloured for mixed race people, for biracial girls. What can you do about it? Are you going to hold a gun against her head? Rather than answering the question, Tyla's rep intervened, advising the conversation move on. A point Charlemagne referenced at the end of the interview is something that isn't the move on the popular show.
I want you to notice for other interviews, right? Okay. When they go in and they tell the interviewers what to say and what not to say, this and that, that's what makes it awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Are you awkward?
No.
I'm not awkward.
Mm-mm. You want to see all the questions they told us not to ask?
Yo, leave her alone, man. Stop it.
This one must leave the room.
Stop it. My goodness.
This one must go.
Did you hear what Tyla said? This one must go. And she was pointing at Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne is so messy. I mentioned this at the start of the video anyways. People also found it offensive how when Charlemagne asked the question, Tyla turned around, as you can see in this clip, to look at her team. It's because she knew this question was coming and she probably was just tired. I feel like people are just nitpicking now. Is it just me who feels like this wasn't really as bad as people are making it out to be? I think people just might be a tad bit too sensitive. And trust me, I'm a sensitive soul. There's a lot of things that I feel like I get annoyed about, offended about, and, most of the times rightfully so. But this clip in particular, I just feel like they anticipate this question coming, and she was probably looking at her team, aka her best friend, who I feel like is a part of her management, and was probably just like, see, there you go. And also her team stopped her. And I think, you know what? fair enough. I don't think this is probably the platform where you want to go and explain what you are, because these people are messy as hell. We need to stop being obsessed with people's race. I'm just going to start there. Now, I feel like this started when Travis Scott and Tyla took a picture a year ago at an event, and there was a bunch of comments like, oh my God, Travis Scott is, you know, this is when people thought they were dating or whatever. People are like, oh my God, Travis Scott is finally dating a black woman. Travis Scott is finally seen out with a black woman, this, that, and the other. Because, you know, Travis Scott loves his snow bunnies, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you like what you like. I'm not mad at it. I'm somebody who doesn't take offense to people's preferences. Like, it is what it is. It's your life, not mine. At the end of the day, you don't know me from anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Then you've got people like, oh my God, but she's not black, she's not black, she's not black, she's not black. And then I think once upon a time, Tyla had mentioned somewhere that she's coloured. You've even got people from South Africa themselves, born and bred in South Africa, by the way, okay? South Africa. I can't do a flipping on. That sounds Australian. That is so offensive. I'm so sorry to my South Africans, because I know there's a lot of you guys watching. Hey, how you doing? I want to come to South Africa one day. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to party there. Like, are you dumb? Make me... Make me and I know there's more songs than that, but there's something about Water, it just gets me going. Every time I listen to Water, it's like the first time I heard it, it's like smooth like butter. No, I'm not talking about the BTS song, but I'm just saying that line is literally what fits this, you know what I mean?
Tyla is coloured, and some of you have an issue with that, so let's talk about it. This video of Grammy-nominated South African singer Tyla has been going viral for a lot of unfortunate reasons. Around 10% of South Africa's population is made up of the coloured community. To be coloured is to be mixed race. They are descendants of the Khoisan, one of the oldest tribes in Southern Africa. They've gone on to create culture, customs, and a rich sense of self within South Africa, and are acknowledged and respected as coloured people. Now, I understand that the term coloured means something different in other parts of the world, and to ask you to ignore your own history and painful associations would be unfair. However, we are not going to erase someone's culture because we don't understand it. This could be a beautiful opportunity to educate ourselves and each other, and understand that the way you perceive someone is not who they have to be, because then we're just doing what's been done to us.
Tyla felt the need to make a statement. You guys, never deny my blackness. I don't know where that came from. I'm mixed with black, Zulu, Irish, Mauritian, Indian, and coloured. In South Africa, I would be classified as a coloured woman, and other places I would be classified as a black woman. Race is classified differently in different parts of the world. I don't expect to be identified as coloured outside of South Africa by anyone not comfortable doing so, because I understand the weight of the word outside of South Africa. But to close this conversation, I'm both coloured in South Africa and a black women's. She never made music for like America, like for America, let's just be honest. Like, it's just that she happened to blow up in America, and then I guess people just tried to turn into something that she's not. But she is full on an amapiano artist. Like, the choreography very much gives African. There is so much happening outside of America. There's so much cultures, there's so much communities, like there's so much history other than just America too. America has its own, but there's other, you know, countries that have their own stories to tell. You start to, you know, travel more. That's another thing. Once you start to travel more, okay, and I'm not just talking about going from Atlanta to LA. When you step outside of that country, you're going to see the world differently. And I think you will have a different perspective on, you know, people's lives. And also I think that people expect anybody outside of America to have the same story, and it's just not the case. And this is not even in relation to Tyla anymore. Not everybody has the same experiences. For instance, like, there are countries that I probably would be a little bit more nervous and hesitant to go to as a black woman, right? But if I was to ask the next person who's probably lived in, I don't know, a country like Italy, like, oh, what's the racism like over there? She may say to me, oh, it's really, really, really bad. Another person could be like, you know what? I didn't really deal with it. Like, I didn't feel the effect of racism per se, but I've heard things about it. And I feel like everybody wants everybody's story to be the same. You know, I just wanted to like throw this in there because it's something in which I felt so passionate about, because I feel like people need to understand that, yes, we may, again, this is in no relation to Tyla. I'm talking about like black people's, right? Like, I'm talking about us as a whole. Like, yes, we are black. There's no denying it. And I love that for me. But not everybody has the same experience, and that's okay. Like, everybody's going to feel differently about different experiences. People have lived through different things. In South Africa, coloured means mixed. All right? Read it and weep. Not trying to offend Americans in any way, shape or form. I'm just saying that once you pick up that textbook, your life will change, your perspective will change, and your understanding will change. You should never want to stop learning just because you finish with uni, just because you finish at school. No, baby, you gotta pick up that book. For me here, we learned about world history. here in the UK, specifically in the school that I went to, we learnt about world history. It was a part of a curriculum. In other countries, maybe the same thing doesn't apply. Maybe you're just learning about the history in your country alone. She didn't need to make a statement, but also she probably felt compelled to, because, you know, if she wants to break out in America, which I think that she has, but if she wants to keep that longevity going, and she wants to go into different black media spaces, then it's something that is a question, unfortunately, that's always going to come up. And I feel like, why is it that you always want to know about someone's race? Like, just accept the fact that she is making amapiano music. Her waist moves in a way where it's like, babes, what the flip is that? Like, how is that even possible? Like, are you dumb? Like, someone said, I honestly hate that you have to even explain yourself. This kind of thing always happens to mixed people, and it's honestly one of my biggest pet peeves. People need to educate themselves, learn history, learn biology. Okay. Someone said, this is still an issue. We've been explaining our coloredness to the world ever since. Well, girl, you've been explaining it, but apparently people ain't listening. Someone says, sometimes I can't even blame black Americans. They're a mix of different African tribes or countries that got brought to the US during the slave trade. It's tough for them to really know their true culture and roots and to wrap their heads around this whole thing. Fair enough. That is true. That is a fair point. Yeah, that's just where I kind of want to leave this conversation. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys feel? I've been your host, Itzkeisha, and I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Bye.